Welcome back to another episode of Delusional Diaries Podcast. I'm Halley.
And I'm Jaz. Guys, I did not think we would be here today because genuinely, we had a travel day from hell yesterday. I never want to experience. I don't want to be on a plane for a hot minute. Granted, will I be on one in like 2 days? Yes, we will. But we left LA. We woke up at like 4 a.m. to go to the airport, fly all the way to New York, circle. Like, we can't land. We're going to be out of fuel. And there's like a whole weather thing. So we get diverted and everywhere is full on the east, like in the near areas, like Philly, Boston, everywhere is full. So we get diverted to Detroit, Michigan. So we're like, let's drive. We'll drive because we have to come back because we have to record this podcast today. We're having a Halloween party tonight, all these things.
Well, you're missing, like, we originally got off and we were like,
I wasn't there yet.
Okay.
I was going to get there. So like we say that on the plane. So I'm like, let's rent a car. So we get off the plane. And the lady's like, it's going to be 30 minutes, girls. Like, do not drive. So we're like, okay, we'll wait. So I go grab some food. We get a notification, like 30 minutes. Gets delayed an hour. Gets delayed another hour. We're like, we should have just left. Like, let's just go drive. Try to drive. And then we get told like, hey, everyone's timing out. Like, you're not making this flight tonight. So we're like, okay, like maybe we'll get a car or a driver to drive us because we're exhausted. We haven't like really slept or anything. And then like, you actually are going to be able to leave. They have a new flight crew coming in to like, because this flight's such a high priority to get out. Amazing. So we go back. Ends up getting delayed like 3 more hours. We got delayed 12 hours. But we made it here.
You missed like so many parts of that story.
What did I miss?
The entire part that was funny.
I wanted you to tell it.
Okay.
I wanted you to do it.
I don't think you did. Yeah, basically, when our flight was getting delayed, we left the airport. Like, we went out of security because we were fuck this, we're driving. Like, we both just in a panic. We also had our assistant, Courtney, with us. Shout out, girl. She's editing this episode right now. Like,
I was like, girl, stay home today. Take the day off.
Yeah. She came with us to LA, and this was like, you took her like briefly to
Mizzou with me.
But you were there for like one day.
Not
like,
even.
Whatever. And obviously,
this was our first big work trip with us.
And like,
because we vlogged the entire trip for Patreon, which will be out by the time this episode is out, just FYI.
Yeah. And obviously we just felt so bad because we're like, oh my God, girl, like she's stranded too. But she was like, I'm going to just stay and like take this flight back to New York, like if it gets out. So Jaz and I are like, okay, amazing. Like, totally understand that you don't want to drive with us, like 10 hours across the country. That sounds literally miserable. Totally get it. So we like panic because we're driving a rental car at this point in this plan. So we leave the airport completely. We realize once we get out there, we're standing out where a shuttle will pick you up to take you to the rental car place. It is taking forever and we're getting impatient. And like, we just decide we don't want to do that.
And we're just so tired.
Yeah.
Like we're sleep deprived. And like, it probably isn't super safe for us to be driving 10 hours.
Honestly, I wasn't even that like tired at the time when we were deciding this plan because like I slept the whole way to New York. But I had taken also a lot of drugs. Like anxiety medication. But I'm saying like to pass out, obviously. And those just make you like drowsy. So I was like, it's probably not a good, like I shouldn't drive, like realizing like I wasn't even thinking that I had taken those. It was obviously like a lot of hours prior.
We have to get home. We have work to do.
We have ads to film today. We have like a bunch of stuff. I was also
having a Halloween party
that like,
and we have 65 people coming to.
There were 0 other flights in the morning. Like, this is Halloween day today. And last night was Thursday night.
Tell this story bad. I'm sorry. I'm so tired.
You missed so many points of it. But there was 0 other flights. So genuinely, if our original flight did not take off and they just canceled it, which a lot of flights were getting fully canceled, we would have simply like we would have not been able to come back here till every flight was leaving like 4 or 5 p.m. tonight, Halloween night. We wouldn't have gotten back to like 8 p.m. and they were all sold out except for like one flight that had 3 seats left.
And it had a layover. So we're like, this isn't looking promising.
So we were just like, we wouldn't get back to like till 10 p.m. and it would just obviously been miserable.
Imagine like 65 people are coming to like this Halloween party. We're like, sorry guys.
Yeah, like
sorry, your
we have to film shit. Yeah, and like really bad. Like Reed would have had to just put the party himself.
Can you imagine?
So really rough. So we decide like the only option is to drive this 10 hours because at least we'll get back by like 8 a.m. in the morning and we will be back in New York. So we decide to book a black lane, which is like a luxury kind of like chauffeur service. They drive you.
Because I'm like, I feel comfortable sleeping in that vehicle for those 10 hours.
And it was kind of the only option. Like you can't like Uber that far.
Yeah.
So we rent one. The price, I'll just be so for real with you guys, $3,600. Granted, we were splitting that. And genuinely, if there was a flight that was like, sorry, we only have one seat left, it's $1,500, would you buy it? I would, because I was so desperate to get back to New York because again, we have work to do. Like we have stuff we have to film where we would lose a lot more money than that if we were not to spend that money, even though it's a ridiculous price. And like, if I wasn't in that situation, I wouldn't have done that. But anyway, we're like $3,600. Honestly, not that bad for driving us across the country. Like bad, but like somebody's driving us all the way across the country.
On an hour's notice, period.
So we book this thing, but then we end up getting a notification that, well, she thinks.
No, so I had originally, before we had exited the airport, I had scanned like the QR code because every flight was getting canceled. So every single Delta line has the longest line ever. So you had to like scan a QR code
for like the Delta help customer service desk.
Get in the queue. So I get in the queue and then we leave. And then I forget that I even got in the queue. I get a text, we're ready for you, like at like 8:34. Our original gate was 8:32. So like I was, oh, it's our gate, like we're leaving. So I go back to the Delta one lady, I'm like, we're ready to go. Can you get us back in?
Well, this is just to go through TSA to get back into the airport because we completely exited the airport.
Yeah. And she like takes us up to like the TSA people, like they're scanning, like we can't let you back in because they didn't have the diversion in their system yet because they were so behind. And she's like, well, their flight's boarding. I'm like, it literally says we're boarding. I got a text halfway through this, like her arguing with the supervisor, the Delta One person. I realized I am so wrong. This is the text from the queue that I got into earlier, and I feel so guilty. I'm like, it's okay. I think we can just go over here. I wanted to tell her in private because I was so embarrassed, but I'm delusionally tired at this point. We get to the corner and I'm like, I look at her name tag. I'm like, Beth, my mistake. I am so sorry. I was so wrong. That was for the queue.
We are not boarding.
We are not. And I felt bad because she was like arguing with the supervisor at TSA saying, these girls need to get on the flight. Like they're boarding, like this whole thing.
Yeah. And then again, you're never supposed to, when you have a diversion period, it's not that the system wasn't updated. You are never supposed to exit the airport, period, unless you are sure you're not coming back. I mean, we were sure at the time, but maybe we should have made sure we were a tiny bit more sure because you cannot get back in. So I'm sitting there like, oh God, because then our assistant is at the gate. And she's like texting us kind of like, hey, they said they think we're going to get out tonight. I just spoke with somebody, blah, blah, blah. Like they're working on it and we're a high priority and they're feeling like we're going to get out. So then we're kind of like, all right, maybe we should just wait a bit and not just jump in this black lane and start driving across the country. Because if this flight gets out, we should just take it at this point. Like whatever. So then I'm just sitting there. How the fuck are we getting back into this airport? Because our boarding passes don't work. They will not let us in. I'm like, there's not even really like, because I was like, maybe we could just buy a cheap flight and like get through TSA to then get into the airport. But I was like, there's not even really any flights left because it's so late at night.
It's about to close. It's about to close.
Yeah.
It closes in 10 minutes.
We ended up, thank God, we got this, like, it was literally closing in like 10 minutes, this little thing that you can do. It's like a destination gate pass. Like essentially if you're taking like a child or something and you need to just drop them off at the gate, you can get this pass to go through security. So thank God we got that. We were able to get through.
A little loophole.
And we then got back. We still waited hours, but
they said boarding in 30 minutes ended up being 4 hours later.
Yeah. And I will say, because I usually would like come on and be like, fuck this airline, like blah, 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 blah. I honestly, I give props to Delta. Maybe I'm just like so loyal to them, but
well, they called in new people.
That's what I'm saying. They actually like really did the best they can. Obviously, it wasn't like because sometimes it's like oh, you weren't staffed properly and blah, blah. One, we're in a government shutdown. So obviously I feel like everything is just like fucked up in airports and behind. But also there was a complete ground stop at JFK yesterday because of weather. And like our other friends, like Remy was flying back.
She got diverted to Philly because she was an hour ahead of us.
Yeah, and so it was like a whole whatever.
Had we been diverted to Philly, I would have been in that fucking car.
Yeah, so like Detroit was probably the worst place we could go because we were also on the plane. Like it's like a 6-hour flight back to LA, and then we circled for like an hour, and then we had to fly an hour back to Detroit. So we were on that plane for really long.
And then they kept us on the tarmac for 2 hours after.
Yeah, so really long, and then whatever, but. Whatever. I will say Delta, because I fully thought that flight's getting canceled. Like, there's just no option.
Because the pilots and flight attendants that we had timed out. They couldn't be there anymore.
Yeah. And then they did get new, like, Detroit-based pilots and flight attendants to come in and fly us to JFK. And genuinely, they put their whole pussy into that.
They did. And this one guy started, like, cussing this brand new, super kind flight attendant out. And I was like, this guy is such a dick. And he was, like, calling it, like, I always thought Hallie was watching because next to her seat, she wasn't paying attention. She had headphones on. But he almost got kicked off the plane. And I was like, take him off the plane. Everyone on here has such a good, appreciative attitude except for this
Everyone
guy.
was clapping. It was really like New York coming together. It was very sweet.
I have never clapped on a plane or at an airport. I was cheering. I felt so much camaraderie with everyone on this flight. It was amazing.
It was really, really bad. But I will say, I think Delta did everything they could. And I honestly really do appreciate that they got us back, because it's so weird with weather too, because like I just flew back from Copenhagen during the nor'easter, and I was thinking like that's what's going to happen. Like what happened yesterday, I was planning on that to happen. I was like, this is going to be a shit show. Oh my God. My flight did not get delayed even 1 minute. We actually got in early and we were able to land like pretty not that much turbulence. It's so interesting because it literally depends on like which way the wind is blowing. Because if you have the crosswinds, that's what's dangerous. But it's like fine if the wind is blowing with the plane, I believe, because that actually helps. It literally just depends on the way the wind is blowing. It's like such a shit show. So you really never know, I feel like, with weather. But also, I will say, as we were leaving the airport, that was honestly probably the worst part of the day. It is fully like...
My book bag.
I know. It is fully 3:30 a.m., you guys. And I'm thinking like, okay, it's going to be a dead ghost zone in JFK. Like, obviously, it's 3:30 a.m. It was busier than rush hour. I've never seen it so busy. Obviously, it's because so many people were delayed. Every customer service line at Delta had at least a line of 200 people. I'm not kidding. I don't even know why they were waiting at that point, because I'm like, they're not helping you.
I've never felt so bad for people who like worked at the airport.
I know. And I feel bad for all these people too. All these people are stranded and stuff.
Everyone's taking their aggression and anger out on like the team who's just like trying to rebook them.
Yeah.
And it's like, not their fault.
It's such a shit show.
Mother Nature.
And then it took us like another 45 minutes to get our bags. And then I'm thinking like, okay, we're easily going to be able to get an Uber. We go outside. It is busier than rush hour. Like you cannot get an Uber to save your life. We're all calling them. They're canceling. It's like 20 minutes away. Every time you're like, oh my God.
This one guy, someone must have stolen his book bag, because he's running around screaming, has anyone seen my book bag? I lost my book bag. I lost my book bag for an hour.
I felt bad. He was like standing next to us, and then I saw him like look around. He's like, and he's looking for his book bag, and then he just starts literally screaming. He's like such a New York, like Staten Island guy. He's like in tears, and he's like, my book bag, somebody stole it, please. Does anybody see my book bag? Like at the top of his lungs, running up and down the entire Uber line, like literally 100 meters back and forth, just screaming
for so long. But what was the craziest part to me is he never once gave an actual description of the book bag. He just said, someone help me find my book bag.
He never changed his wording once. Like, why didn't he say like, it's a blue book bag, please?
Like there's handles, it has wheels, like everyone's like just waiting for a description, and we never got a description.
Also, I'm like, dude, at this point, if it's stolen, it's gone. They're not giving it back. You think somebody's going to admit, oh yeah, I actually took it? Yeah.
But I did. That was sad.
It was the entire time. I felt very bad for him, but also I feel like he wasn't helping. And there was like the ladies like, go to the
I think people had said, if it's even like my blue bag, people would have been like, is it this one? You know what I'm saying? Like there was nothing.
I know.
To help.
Yeah, it was really like, that was just the icing on the cake to that entire.
But I went to sleep at like 5 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, same.
It was.
And then I woke up at 7 a.m. like 2 hours later to literally 36 bottles of tequila getting delivered to my apartment, because we are having a Halloween party tonight, which honestly like was kind of like a metaphor, if you will. Like, okay, you know what? I needed that, honestly.
Let me just say, if I wasn't planning on blacking out before, which I was planning on that I definitely am now.
It was really bad. Granted, I like wish we got a good night's of like sleep last night, because whatever.
I'm gonna need an espresso martini.
Yeah. Really, 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 that was the worst travel day I've ever had in my entire life.
If I was Courtney, I'd be like, you know what? I think I quit.
I know. I feel so bad for her. But yeah, I really do think I've never experienced anything so bad. The only thing that could have been worse is if they fully canceled the flight and we had to actually have driven back. Just wish they which also we were kind of with the diversion and the potentially driving back, our checked bags were still on that plane. So we were kind of like, oh my God. I obviously like wanted my stuff, but nothing in there is like super urgent. So I was just like, whatever, I guess we'll file a claim. I was a little bit worried with doing that though. Like, are we going to get these bags back?
How many other flights were canceled? I'm like, no.
Yeah, I know. So I'm glad everything worked out. We were able to get back. It was really, really the worst day ever.
And we're going to be back at an airport on Monday.
Yeah, really. Hopefully that's just like a quicker, easier flight and it'll be all good. But that was really bad.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to Halloween this evening.
Yes, I am very excited.
We went to LA though for the Rare Beauty Impact Fund benefit. And it's Selena Gomez's like fund for like mental health. And Jimmy Kimmel hosted it. And I tried to bid on something. We tried to bid on something. It's like you get one of those paddles like with a number on it and there's like an auction. And I was like so confident we were going to win something.
Yeah.
But we did not. And I was willing to spend a lot of money, but Benny Blanco outbid me, which I feel like is a little unfair. I feel like you can't just like be like out here like making your wife's stuff happen. Like
just make a donation.
Let someone win something here. But I went to $15,000 and I lost.
Yeah.
So
it was all donated.
Yeah,
it was donated, obviously.
We also bid on a silent item and we also got outbid there. So we ended up donating money to the cause anyway, but we tried to get into some exciting stuff.
Yeah.
But this girl actually, she won the first item and then she realized she's out of town for the item that she like spent like $15,000.
Yeah, because it was like an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so funny. But it was really fun.
I want to go to more benefits now. Having that paddle in my hand for a good cause was just really doing something for me.
Yeah. It really sucks because that trip was obviously really quick, but I was like, you know what? It's so fine. Like, whatever, even though like obviously it's a little bit of a long flight, I'm like, whatever. And it just sucks that travel day ended up happening because it just like it was a great trip, but I was just like, oh my God, like that travel day,
a quick, easy
I was not expecting that. So then it just kind of like we lost an entire day of like being able to work and film and do stuff, which whatever, life could so be worse.
But pain is pain.
Yeah, I would have also like just loved to like stay in LA longer at that point and just like flown in today or something. Like,
yeah, we got on the earliest flight out
to make it back.
So we could get all our stuff done yesterday, and it just didn't happen.
Whatever, but it was like a super short trip. We literally probably spent more time on the plane than we did in our hotel room. But I still had a really good time. Obviously just wish we could have been there like maybe a day longer, but also like we got our whole day on Tuesday to do stuff as well, so it was fun.
Yeah.
We went to like Erewhon and
You'll see it in the vlog.
Yeah, met with our managers and stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever, so.
I was going to make Jell-O shots for tonight, but because I lost my whole day yesterday, Kevin made them. And I came home last night, opened their fridge and saw a bunch of Jell-O shots in there. I was like, that's my king right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Yeah. I also went to Solid Core again in LA, bright and early, 8 a.m. on my workout grind.
You didn't like that class though.
I did not like that class. I'm gonna be so for real, guys. I'm really sore. I just feel like something was just off there. First of all, I don't like being touched, and I feel like instructors normally ask like, if you don't, does anyone like not like to be touched or corrected? I'm one of those people. Like me making it to the workout class is already an accomplishment in itself. I don't need to be touched or corrected. And she touched me 1, 2, 3 times. I was after number 4. I was like, hey, I don't like to be touched. And like, it takes a lot for me to say that because I get a lot of anxiety, but I was like, no more. I'm going to either say this or walk out of this class.
Yeah.
And there was just, so some of the moves we were doing, there was so much tension. I was like, I don't think she gave an accurate amount or color of springs based off the amount of classes you go to. It just like it felt off. Like I was like, this shouldn't feel as painful as it does. It wasn't like a type of soreness. It felt like it was just wrong. I
didn't love, there's sometimes when you just go, it just depends on your vibe with an instructor. But I personally.
She was kind. She just wasn't my class.
I didn't love the like moves we were doing. Like some of them either felt like, like too hard where you're like, bro, like I know this like solid core is supposed to be hard. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes it's like when you're not even able to do a rep, you should be able to do at least 3 without like and then take a break. If you like can literally not even do 1 without needing to take a break, like that is too many like. And I was already
too much tension.
That's what I'm saying. And I was already doing less springs than like my classes even were because I felt like that was too much. And I was like, this does not feel right.
Like I was looking around, everyone around
was
me
like really
was like struggling. It just seems off.
Yeah,
but it's also just so weird because like we like walked to Salad Core and like LA just is not a walkable city.
No,
like,
not at all.
And I just don't think I could live in a walkable city. I think that's like one thing I just love about New York. I love being able to walk everywhere and how it's just like. I love it being walkable. It's like huge for me.
Parking is so annoying, especially parking in like Virginia is one thing because there's like always parking spots and stuff. But trying to park in like freaking LA, like it's so miserable. And it just is like, I don't know.
You know what? I also said this the other day, but I realized me and you haven't fought. Like, we never really fight, but like we would get like in an argument where we wouldn't talk for like a day.
Yeah.
And like I was thinking, I was like, I can't remember the last time that me and you like didn't talk for a day or like got in an argument and like didn't settle it like right then and there.
I agree. I feel like we just, if we are annoyed with something, we just like say it.
Yeah. And I feel like we would do that before, but it would take like a day or two to like get to like that point.
Yeah.
But I feel like now like I feel like we've really matured in our friendship over the past year.
Yeah, I think so.
Like I think it's also like with how more serious our business has gotten, like sharing an assistant and stuff, it's like forced us to also just like, not like we weren't grown up before, but just like deal with things and be more,
yeah,
you know?
No, I definitely agree.
Which,
yeah.
Slays.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say.
Oh, period.
I didn't know if you had something to go. I had that my notes from last week.
Real. No, I agree.
I also hate the feeling. I don't know I wrote this down. I don't know why I wrote it down though, but there was something that happened recently where it was giving the vibe of like when your mom sees someone in the store and like you're trying to like tell her like
what was that? Yeah, and
you're like, Mom, like, let's go, like type of thing, but like because like, your mom runs into someone, but I can't remember like what I wrote that down because of.
I know. I can't remember, but I feel like that is such a shared experience.
Yeah.
Like, your mom won't shut the fuck up in the grocery store for like literally 30 minutes and you're just so bored and you're like freezing in the freezer aisle.
Yeah, and like, can we fucking leave?
Granted, I get it now because like if I ran into somebody, like I do that.
Yeah.
I like talk for way too long and like, yeah. I think it's just like a shared experience among everybody.
Yeah. It's like when someone just like knows everybody and is constantly. I think it might have been Kevin. I think Kevin might have done something because he always. No matter where we go, he knows someone or runs into somebody. I don't understand. It was a hockey game.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, just like, hey.
That's funny.
Period. Do you have anything for this week? See, they caught people who like robbed the
Live?
Yeah.
Oh, they did? How have I not seen this?
Okay, I say that. Did I see a TikTok saying that? Yes. Is it fully accurate?
Wait.
I saw that they caught people.
Oh, period. I would love to know more on that, honestly.
Yeah.
That whole thing is so interesting to me, the like heist at the Louvre. I just like don't understand how you get away with that.
Well, I guess you don't.
Well, yeah. I wonder how they caught them. I just don't understand how they started driving off. There's not like traffic cameras to track where they went.
There must have. I don't know how they ended up catching them, but apparently they did. And I saw something about it.
I'm going to need to look into
the marathons this weekend. Which is crazy because there is an episode about a year ago where I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to get into running. I never once ran this past year.
Unfair timing for the marathon. Like what if you want to black out on Halloween?
I guess you'd like pick and choose your battles and like.
You're not doing that, obviously. You're like preparing and going to sleep early for the marathon. Yeah. Yeah, I personally could never run a marathon. Holy shit.
It's never happening for me.
No.
I think I could be convinced if like if it was like an us thing, like how I can be convinced to go to solid core.
No,
like, you drag me there. If like you became a runner, I think I might like be like.
After watching like Brett's content on it, just nothing looks appealing about it.
Well, the thing is, she makes it seem fun.
Yeah, but she like didn't like her last one.
Well, yeah, but that's like out of her control. That part, I was like, I don't think I can deal with the disappointment of like I worked so hard for something and then it's like out of my control and doesn't go the way that I thought it did.
I think she cares actually about her time and stuff because she's actually a runner.
Yeah,
I think if we just walked across that finish line, we'd be like,
period. No, 100%. But I'm saying like her daily runs and like all that, she makes it seem like almost appetizing to me.
Yeah, but I think you had to like start that a while ago to like.
Oh no, I'm never doing it. I'm just saying like I'm like like
I always hated it even in like high school and stuff. I did like track and I just really could not. Actually, I didn't do track in high school. I did it in middle school, but whatever. I did the long jump. That was it basically. Okay. And I tried to be a sprinter, but there were girls that were faster than me.
Yeah, I did hurdles.
I will never ever fucking forgive this teacher. I'm not fucking kidding because I was in 7th grade. I played softball. Like that was my sport. But since I think softball was on the softball coach at my school was at my middle school.
I'm sorry, your glasses are so fucking dirty.
I know they're really dirty. I just like don't care to fix it. But I can barely see it right now. I'm gonna be honest. I just like kind of don't clean them.
No, Hallie, I can't even look at them. It's driving.
Let them go. I like them like this.
Hallie, clean them. I can't even look at you.
Okay, don't look at me. Look at the camera. Anyway,
it takes 2 seconds.
No, I like it like this because
you like having dots all over your glasses.
Yes.
Why?
Because my face looks fugly right now, and this like covers it. Like
it'll cover it without dots.
No, I like need it to be smudged so nobody can actually look.
Oh my God.
It's like airbrush in real life, as you can't see, and it's like blurring my face. I have no makeup on, so. But anyway, the middle school softball coach at my school was such a bitch. I did it in 6th grade, and then my parents were basically like, okay, you're not even doing it for 7th, even though that was my sport. Like I did it like what's the word when you like year round, like or like
yeah,
I played like on a really good team.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? What's that? I feel like there's another word for it, like league. I don't know,
like all-star.
It wasn't. I mean, I don't know what it was like.
Whatever.
I did tournaments every weekend. You know, was on a team and like whatever. And anyway, but I didn't do it at my middle school because the coach was such a bitch, and our team also was like really bad. So I just decided to do track instead. I'd never done track or ran or done anything in my whole life, but I was like pretty fast, and I really wanted to do like sprinting. So they would let me do some sprinting and stuff. But ultimately, there were girls that were just a little bit faster than me. Like I could maybe place like 5th or something in a race, but I was never gonna win. But I also did long jump. I was pretty good at that. I would always place. I would get like 3rd. I'd get some points for the team. But like, was I, I was like a strong person that would always place, but like I wasn't getting 1st place. Anyway, but so those were the 2 things I did. Like I only practiced basically long jump in practice. There's a meet one day. They fully put me in the hurdles. I have never jumped a hurdle in my entire life one time in a practice, not one. They put me in this as a race. I'm like, I'm genuinely like, I'm so nervous, but they're just making me feel like, okay, like you got it. And I'm like, all right, I guess I do. Like, I guess you just run and jump. Obviously. Oh my God, of course. Like I didn't know the height. Like I didn't know the depth. Like I was just like doing it for the first time ever. And I'm trying to run as fast as I can. Cause like, I don't want to be embarrassed. I ended up being more embarrassed. I should have just like gotten last place and gone slow. I fucking ate shit so badly. And the coach is just kind of like, I'm sorry, you should have walked your ass over to me, immediately apologized and been like, we should not have done that. We know you haven't even practiced this. Literally one time. I think they just like didn't have somebody for it because it wasn't a very popular event. And they just like threw me in to fill it. But like, I'm sorry, you should have at least told me, Hallie, a couple days prior, we don't really have anybody for this. We're going to have you practice this a couple times and we're going to do you. I was so pissed. They never put me in it again, but I will never forget that. That was literally so humiliating. They picked me up on like a golf cart and like my face and everything was like bloody. And I was like trying to act like, like when you're like crying and people are like, are you okay? And you're like,
but like they ask
you can't even get down. Literally, you can't even get the words. I'm like, it didn't even hurt. No, that fucking hurt.
I also ate shit doing hurdles, but it was in high school, so it was like more humiliating.
Yeah, that is worse.
I think I was like a freshman in high school, and I like ate shit too. And I was doing like maybe it was middle school, but I was doing really well like at practices, and then I guess I couldn't handle the pressure. Well, I was doing like really good until I wasn't. Yeah, and then I was like, I want to kill myself.
Yeah, it's hard because you're running really fast, and then also trying to like match your footsteps up to be the right before to jump over the thing. Like it is like, and especially 1, 2, fine. But when you're getting towards the end too, it's like just so hard to make sure you're the right distance away from the hurdle to start to jump it when you're moving so fast. It is like a really hard event.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on being married and having separate bedrooms? I see so many videos about this.
I personally would never do this. I also, I guess, like have never had the luxury of having even kind of enough space for that even to be a possible consideration. Obviously living in New York City and stuff. I have a 2-bedroom, but we cannot use those 2 bedrooms on separate fucking bedrooms. I also like, I'm a pretty easy sleeper. So I feel like I don't really care. Like I can't personally like cuddle in my sleep and be like hella touching. I get too hot and overstimulated, and I like to very much just lay on my back and not be touched. But I don't have a problem. Like I feel like Reed and I will be like pressed against each other's bodies, like on the side. Like his will be like shoulder to shoulder in the bed.
What side do you sleep on?
I used to sleep on really randomly. I used to sleep on one side and then I switched and now I sleep on the right side, but like we flip-flopped. But like I feel like it doesn't like I'm not like this is my side. Yeah. Like it can kind of depend. I want to switch back to the other side though, because it's further from the door and the dogs get up at 3 a.m. all the fucking time to go outside. And whoever's like closest to the door is the one that's like woken up by the dog.
Yeah.
And I am now currently the one that is nearest to the door. And so I personally would like to go back to the other side so Reed can be woken up and take them out.
Yeah.
Because and they're so fucking, they do not have to pee. Also just wants to run around at 3 a.m.
And that's why I think you should give him to me.
No. You would want him dead.
I'm saying I'm up at 3 a.m. though.
No, he would wake you up while you're sleeping. I'm telling you. He'll
I'm
pick and choose. He did it to me this morning when I went to bed at 4 a.m. Then he decides it's 6 a.m. That's when he wants to.
I'm a heavy sleeper though. Like I don't wake up. Like Kevin wakes me up every day.
He would wake you up. He will not stop. Like I'm telling you,
I
it's
think
like
I'd be willing to get up for
it's
him.
the little pitter pat you hear. Like that is literally what I will hear in my nightmares. Is the pitter patters of their claws on the ground.
Yeah.
While I'm sleeping, and like the and you can hear them going to the door, and then you hear the scratching, and then you hear
scratch, sleeper though. Also,
I feel like I'm moderate. Like I'm not like super light where something's gonna like crazy wake me up, but I'm also not like actually. I am kind of a heavy sleeper. I mean, like remember when Reed tried to get into the apartment? He called me 18 times. My ringer was on.
Were you drinking?
Maybe like I was slightly drinking. I mean, drinking definitely makes me more of a heavy sleeper, but I feel like I don't know. But anyway, back to the whole whatever. I personally don't ever feel the need for that. But I mean, like to each their own. How do you feel?
I just don't get it.
Okay. Why?
I'm just like, I just don't get not sleeping with like, why are you married?
I think some people just really
I get it when it's like, oh, I can't sleep like I can't sleep, like they're like they snore too loud or like that. I guess like, okay, whatever. People are just like, I just want it like that. Then I'm like, that just seems off to me. But that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think it's just literally different for every person. Like I feel like there are some people that are just like super not like that. They're very like not touchy, they like really want independence. They're almost like, I feel like it's maybe
it just gives roommate vibes.
I agree, but it's like I wonder. I feel like it's two people that maybe like really. And I don't want to say don't want partners, but they're almost like very both content with that, and then they find each other where they both are good with being separate.
Compromise on some things, but not that.
And I don't know. I think to each their own. I personally would never do it because like I just don't. Again, like my bed isn't like a fucking cuddle zone, like. But it's like I don't feel also the need for it to be like. Whatever. Like, I don't know.
Period. Guys, I cannot believe that holiday season is already here, but the countdown really is on. I mean, holiday shopping season is officially here, and Uncommon Goods takes the stress out of gift giving with thousands of unique, high-quality finds that you won't see anywhere else. Don't wait. The most meaningful gifts get scooped up fast, and now's the perfect time to cross names off of your list. I personally love the custom ornaments you can make. I'll be getting those for a lot of people in my family this year. But Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade in the U.S. Many are crafted by independent artists and small businesses, making every gift feel meaningful and truly one of a kind. Like I said, ornaments are my personal favorite, but there's so many good options, not even just for the holidays, but throughout the year. And Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, from moms and dads to kids and teens, from book lovers, history buffs, and die-hard football fans. Don't wait. Cross those names off your list before the rush. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/diaries. That's uncommongoods.com/diaries for 15% off. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary.
Let's be real. Everyone loves getting money. So obviously we love Cash App. One of the coolest things about Cash App is that you can design your own debit card. You can pick from a bunch of different colors and patterns, add your favorite stamps, doodles, or even you and your friends' inside jokes to make it totally unique to you. You also get exclusive savings on stuff you're already buying, like coffee, boba, video games, and more. And if you're the type who loves concerts, your Cash App card gets you early access to ticket sales for huge tours like Kendrick Lamar and SZA and Sabrina Carpenter. Finally, no need to worry about random monthly charges or minimum balance requirements. Take control of your money today with Cash App. If you're between 13 and 17, you can still sign up. Just ask your parent or guardian for help to open up a Cash App sponsored account. For a limited time, new Cash App customers over 18 years old can earn $10 if they use code THAT'SMONEY10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. If you're 13 to 17 years old, request a sponsored account from a parent or guardian. Sign up with code THAT'SMONEY10 and get $10 dropped into your account when you order and activate your Cash App card and send $5 or more to a friend within your first 14 days. Terms apply. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Discounts and promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures.
Do you believe in the never go to bed angry rule? Do you think it's better to sometimes wait and talk about it later?
I think sometimes sleep on it. Honestly, I do that. Like, I've done that. And I feel like that's sometimes better.
Yeah. I think if I am at the point of anger where I'm like, I could say something I can't take back, I'd rather go to bed and talk about it in the morning. But if I think making a productive conversation is better, just get it over with.
Yeah. I think, like, depending, obviously situationally, but I think sometimes, like, I am more, if something like annoyed me at night and then I feel very like heated and annoyed about it in that moment, I'll like express that maybe. And then, but sometimes I feel I could keep going, but also maybe I'm tired. And then I'm like, okay, I'm getting like angrier to a point that maybe I'm not even that angry about it. It's like somewhat emotional from being tired and whatever. So sometimes if I'm like, okay, you know, I express how I feel and then I go to sleep, I take a beat and I wake up in the morning. And sometimes like I'm able to like slightly look back at it and like come at it a more rational, like, hey, this is how I'm feeling, and have like more of a normal conversation. Whereas if I was to have left it for the night before, maybe I would have been more heated and like just like not had as productive of a conversation. Because if I start like, I don't want it before people are like gonna be like, you're talking about like, you know, calling you a name, like being like you're fucking annoying or something. And then in the morning I can be like, you know, I find it really frustrating instead of being like, you're annoying because you do this.
It's easier to find your words after a good night's rest sometimes than it is when you're about to go to sleep.
But I also think like,
it's situational.
Yeah, it just literally depends. Is it a red flag if your boyfriend has a girl best friend that they're super close with?
I'm like, no, because all I can think about is Keon.
Yeah.
Like, if Keon got a girlfriend.
I know. Well, I think it really depends.
Like, you can tell when like someone just gives like off vibes.
I think it like just.
I don't feel like we give off vibes, but also like.
Well, I also think we're both in relationships. Like,
I think it's different when the girl best friend is single.
Yeah, I think it depends. Like,
but also, I'm sorry, even when we were single though, like Keon's just different.
No, I know. I mean, yeah, because like I think if somebody has a childhood best friend, sometimes those can be like a very much like they want to be your wife. But also, I think depending on the way it's approached, like sometimes that really just is a friend. And I think if you start to notice your boyfriend going to them at all for any relationship issues, speaking to them about like your relationship, or
I think it depends on boundaries, but also I feel like if you get a vibe that things are off, your vibe is probably right.
Yeah. But I think there's also a lot of situations where it's very like completely normal. I think it really depends. Like I think it's totally fine. Like Reed personally doesn't have any girlfriends, but if he did, and like say we were like getting married and whatever, he had groomsmen, not that I would ever do this because I'm not having a wedding, but whatever, and like he like picked her, that's what I would maybe find. I would find issue in that. I would be like, okay, this is getting a little bit odd that this person's like in your bridal party. But I don't know. I think because like on my side, I'm like, obviously we have some guy friends, and like I'm like, that is literally my friend, like nothing more. Like Keon, I have literally never been attracted to, never anything, obviously. And I know he's always felt the same way about that. He's literally like a brother. I know everybody fucking says that. But so to me, I'm like, if you told me, if Reed was like, you can't be friends with Keon, I'd be like, the fuck? Like, yeah. But also at the same time, Reed is very much included in my friendship with Keon. Obviously, I knew Keon before Reed, but it's like, now Reed is friends with Keon and they have a friendship as well. So I think if, again, roles were reversed and like Reed had a girl best friend and then he very much always included me in that friendship, I became friends with her as well, then I don't think it would be that weird. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really believe in the whole like girls and guys can't be friends. Yeah. But I think there's a lot of limitations to that.
100%.
You know what I hate?
What do you hate, Hallie?
I go to Sugar and Bronze every single week for a spray tan. Every single week. And every single time, I think it's a mandatory question that they have to ask every time, but are you getting sprayed for anything fun today? And every time my same answer is no, I just feel ugly and I'm pale every single time. And I'm like, I love y'all. And I know this is just something, it's like at Chick-fil-A, you have to say my pleasure, but like, please stop asking me this.
Is it really a thing like that?
I don't know. I really don't. But have you ever?
No, they ask every time.
They ask every time. I've never been there and they haven't asked it. So I think that's like they have to ask. And I'm just like, I get it. But
I thought it was just like oh, you're naked. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I personally am like, we don't have to talk at all. Like, just.
I actually personally hate when they talk to me.
Yeah, it's like I am naked right now. And also, I have a really hard time hearing when there's other noises going on. So when they're spraying me with this loud ass machine and it's like echoey in this like really shallow room, it is so hard for me to hear what they're saying. And I like half the time I'm like, yeah, oh my God, yeah, totally, of course. When I have no idea what anybody's saying because I feel awkward. But anyway, I was just thinking about that because I get a spray tan every week, especially in the winter, because I just feel really fug. And I'm like, always like, I'm always feel embarrassed because I almost feel like, should I have something I'm getting sprayed for? Like, am I crazy for just coming here for getting a freaking spray tan because I'm feeling ugly?
Yeah.
You don't have to have an event. Normalize spray tans every week.
Is that how you fight your winter uglies? Do you feel like you get winter uglies or no?
Just pale wise, I think, but I don't really feel like, I think people think they have like summer, they like look so much prettier in the summer because they spend a lot of time in the sun and they like tan and they just feel prettier, whatever. I personally don't ever tan in the sun. So I feel like I don't really notice that much of a difference because I'm pale as shit in the summer. Maybe I get the tiniest bit of color, but I really am not like ever tanning. And I feel like, I don't know, my hair doesn't really lighten that much, whatever, it's already light. So I feel like nothing really changes for me winter versus summer. I don't know. What about you?
I've just had an ugly year.
I know you have not. I also think like, I think some people are like, oh, I should like eat good for a bikini body and all this stuff for the summer or whatever. And people more have that mentality, which obviously you shouldn't. You can literally look like whatever you want all the fucking time. But I think like I keep my routines pretty consistent through winter and summer. So I feel like literally nothing changes except the way I'm maybe dressing.
Does it though?
What?
The way you're dressing?
Like, yeah, I think I'm into like turtlenecks now. I've become more classy. I'm wearing a turtleneck for my costume tonight.
It's like skin tight.
But that's still a turtleneck. It's modest.
Okay.
Are my nipples out and hard as glass? Yes. But am I fully covered to my fucking neck, to my toes? Absolutely. Can you see the outline of my vagina? Of course. Is it still extremely conservative and could you wear it to an office? Absolutely. It follows every dress code. What dress code does it break? What dress code says your outfit can't be skin tight?
I don't know.
It doesn't. Doesn't. Everything is followed. Is it chic print?
Have you ever seen a corporate dress code? No.
But I know. But I know.
Okay.
I promise you. Like, would you obviously get fired? Like, yeah. But realistically, does it technically follow the dress code? Yup.
Period.
Did you have a strict dress code at your high school?
Not really.
Like, what was it?
Well, I mean, I think of like what I see people on TikTok now wear in high school. I could never wear in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But like what I wore in high school, like, could I get away with like a mini skirt? That was nowhere near as many as they are now. But like, yeah, it was fine.
Could you wear like a tank top?
I also lived in Alaska. It was
I know.
cold, you know, so like I wasn't like really dressing like skimpy because I was freezing.
Okay.
And like I was in the era of like I was wearing like a Hollister or Abercrombie like hoodie and calling it a day, or like Victoria's Secret pink type shit.
Yeah. I feel like ours in middle school was like very strict. Where
middle school, as it would say, is stricter.
Yeah, like everything had to be like fingertip length, and
also that's not a fair rule because my proportions were off. I had very very long arms from like a younger age. And I was like, this isn't fair because like my fingertips are going to my fucking kneecaps.
I also think when you're in middle school, if you're a parent and you're like allowing your child to get sent to school wearing whatever, they should be able to wear whatever you think is appropriate. Like, I don't understand why a principal is telling you, oh, it doesn't go all the way to your fingertip. Like, that's not, I'm sorry, that's a fucking ugly ass short. Then like, let me wear a mini short. Yes, obviously, like if something is so extreme, I think that's like where you have a conversation with the parent. Like, hey, we're not like we're really not feeling comfortable with how short these shorts are, like blah blah blah. But I just don't understand why it's these rules. I remember I literally like we had a horrible fucking principal in middle school. My middle school just like had terrible teachers. Sorry, There were some nice ones. Love the educators, like not coming at teachers, but some of these people like really hated children. It's like, why are you a teacher if you literally hate children? But we had a like principal that was like really strict. Like your finger or your tank top had to be like 3-finger rule or whatever. And if you had like you couldn't
Like thickness.
Yes.
Of the strap.
Which is just so fucking dumb. I'm sorry. What is the difference between 3 fingers and like a cami strap?
What if you have big fingers?
Yeah, it's so stupid. I remember like my friend was wearing a tank top or like a tank top, and then she had a cardigan over, but the cardigan kind of was like
Separate.
yeah, and like you could just see the shoulder and then whatever. And I remember he literally was like, you have to go change and we're calling your mom, even though she had a cardigan over. I was like, this is the most appropriate outfit on the planet. Like,
It's really stuck with you.
this is just no, it was so fucking annoying because a lot of it was like misogyny. Like, not one boy ever was dress coded, like, or anything, which obviously I understand, like, men's clothing typically follow a little bit more like the dress code standard. But it was just like so fucking weird. Like, yes, obviously, if a girl is in a freaking crazy crop top in middle school, you can call a parent, but I think it can just be at a discretion. I don't think it needs to be this like,
A blanket statement.
yeah, hated that.
Yeah.
I got dress coded a lot in high school too. You weren't allowed to have rips in your jeans either.
I don't remember this far back, to be honest.
Well, yours was a long time ago.
I know.
I'm just kidding. I'm fully kidding, but not that far apart. Mine was.
I mean,
a long
I was-
time ago.
I feel like, I mean, I was in high school when you weren't in high school yet.
We're like 4 years apart.
Yeah.
You graduated the year What year did you graduate? 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you started.
I started that year.
Period. My allergies are really bad today, guys. Sorry, I just take my shot, which I can't take until this evening.
What's the first lie you remember telling?
I didn't lie for a long time. I thought I was going to go to hell. So that wasn't a big thing for me.
Okay, religious trauma.
No, literally. My mom, like, oh gosh, the whole thing. I didn't lie for a long time. I couldn't even tell you. Like I didn't cuss. I didn't lie. Like
Wow.
I was very like to a T.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I've like told this story before, so I'll keep it really brief. But I remember I pulled like a U where I like wouldn't admit I was wrong. I'm
Guys,
just kidding.
You've never
But-
taken. You guys have never seen me take accountability like I did yesterday with Beth at the airport.
Yes. The Bottega story from last week's episode or whatever.
This is my redemption arc.
Yes, it was.
I would also like to point out, guys, I snap sometimes. You know, like I'm a little emotional. Today is day 31. I've made it a whole month without snapping at anybody.
That's amazing.
That's all I get. You told me there was no way in hell I could accomplish this, and all I get is this is
You
amazing.
really have accomplished it?
Yes. I seriously have called Kevin.
Really?
Hallie McGukin, yes.
Me trying to get you to snap right now.
I seriously, I have become a new human being.
Okay, you're gonna keep it up forever.
I didn't say that. I mean, like, I'm making a conscious effort to not like, just to like clarify that, like when I was snapping, like I'm very self-aware. I would be like, that wasn't about XYZ. I'm just like on edge, you know? Like,
Yeah.
It wasn't like a constant snapping. I would just be on edge. And like, it was my 13th reason type shit, I would snap. And when I haven't been snapping.
That's really good.
Yeah. Thank you.
That is really good. I mean, I snap sometimes too.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Maybe you
does.
should try 30 days.
No, I don't need that. It's not that bad. It's not like a constant thing.
Okay. It wasn't constant. I had my moments.
Anyway, I in second grade wrote a note to this kid basically threatening him, and I like left it on his desk. And then my teacher was like, "Who wrote this note?" And I like started sobbing, crying. And I was like, I am really not feeling very good right now. I need to go to the nurse's office, even though it was like so clearly me who wrote this note. Like I was like, we're going to come get you. Like whatever. I don't know what the fuck I wrote. But anyway. And then obviously my teacher knew, but I thought I was getting away with it. Like I was like, oh yeah, like I'm getting picked up from school because I'm sick. And then my dad came home and I like ended up telling him after I was like lying to my mom about whatever. And I thought my dad was going to fully arrest me. And then I went back and my teacher, was laughing apparently, but I thought she was so mad at me, and then I had to sit out of recess for like a full like day, and I was really, really heartbroken about it. It was really hard for me.
You say this, and the first lie that comes to mind is I didn't study for a chemistry test, and I said I had an allergic reaction to Tic Tacs and faked an asthma attack, and I like had to go get a nebulizer and everything. Like I had asthma, so like it was like a real thing, but like did I have an actual asthma attack that day? No.
I would use the asthma as an excuse.
That was my go-to.
It was my escape.
Asthma.
My scapegoat or whatever they said on Love Island. Yeah.
I also had like bad allergies too. Like to this day, I still have very bad allergies. But like would I play into that on occasion? 1,000%. The nurse hated to see me coming. I was her least favorite person.
Same. I was at the nurse's office every other day. I was her top patient.
No, and she's like, you again. Like, and she knew, half the time, like, was I lying? Yes. But like, did I also just like want to go home? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think about my mother. I'm like, she had like her corporate job. I'm like, and I'm always like calling like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. I don't feel good. And she's just having to like leave and tell her boss and all this shit. Like, you get so much like different treatment. I feel like when you have kids and like have a corporate job versus like not having kids.
No, 100%. Like, we've talked about this before, but like my mom was valid. Like, I actually feel so bad for her. Like, the shit I would every other day, I was like,
I think about it now. I'm like, I made her actual like job so inconvenient. She like had to like work from like all these things and like having to explain it to her boss and shit. I'm like, I made her life difficult in that sense. And for that reason, I do feel a little bit guilty about that.
No, definitely looking back now, like I understand how much of an inconvenience it was to completely lie about.
I get why she was so pissed. Yeah. I do get that now.
I remember one time, like, I like really should not admit this because my mom, like, still to this day probably.
There's certain things that I definitely have never told the truth about this time other. Because I'm just like,
no,
what's the point now?
I faked one really bad. Like I faked it because I just wanted to go home. Like whatever, it was bad of me, but whatever. And I did. And then I ended up actually going into a real one. Like I was having an asthma attack and I was faking one and I went into a real one because the nurse like hyped me up on all this. She gave me like this thing that I'm not able to take. This like the one drug that I'm not able to take. She gave it to me and it made me like super like it started to make my lungs close. And then she also, I'd never had caffeine in my life. She gave me a fully caffeinated Coke to try to like also, I think like open my lungs up. I don't really,
something in it,
whatever. But anyway, it made it worse because I was sort of like having an anxiety attack basically, I think. And then I had to literally be like wheelchaired out. My mom is like so mad at the nurse. Like granted, she shouldn't have given me the thing because it was on my chart that like I can't have this drug or whatever. But I remember I was like, this is all fully avoidable because I just like started this like I started a light cough to go home and then it turned into me like literally going to the hospital and it was kind of my undoing. However, the pacer tests would get me like I would have an asthma attack, but I wanted to run so bad because I wanted to prove to everyone that I was like really good. Did you have pacer?
Yeah.
Yeah. And those would actually fuck me up. And then I started to be like, Halley can't do pacer. She has to sit out of it because I would like get an asthma attack every time. Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
That was like crazy. Like you would just keep running and like there would be like few people left. And they would think they're so badass.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of fucked up. We don't just like watch. And like if you dropped out early, it's like,
Yeah. And there was a lot of people that were doing that.
Yeah. This winter, if we're going out to the bar, are you wearing a jacket and being like, I don't give a fuck, like I'm a wife? Or are you like, I'm still going to dress like a whore? And like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not wearing a jacket. I don't want to ruin my.
I don't feel like I've been just like a whore. We didn't even really go to the bar last year.
Whore is exaggerative, but I'm saying like.
I'm saying we didn't even really go to the bars last year. I don't feel like. Like, when's the last time we went to the bar? Like, genuinely, when's the last time?
I don't know.
That's awful.
I know.
We need to go out more.
I know. Tonight, we're gonna have fun.
I know, but we're not even going out. We're staying at your apartment.
I feel like we'll end up going somewhere.
You think?
I don't know. That's just what's hard about hosting the party is like, I think people maybe want to like go out, but then it's like when people that I want to go out with start going out, then it's like, what are you going to do? Tell all the other people, oh, get the fuck out. We're leaving. Yeah. I guess I would do that. I'll be drunk. I don't really care.
Yeah, you don't.
Hey, everyone. We're going to the bar.
You're going to fall asleep.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm really not.
Oh, you're like up?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Like, I'm ready to. I'm also not going to go so hard just because I actually, since like, I wasn't drinking for a while. Then before anybody says anything, I'm not making any fucking comments on my whatever, but I have asked my world-renowned doctors if it was okay. Every single thing that I'm doing is 100% approved and okayed by them. And they have told me without a doubt.
Shut the fuck up.
It is okay. Like every autoimmune disease is different. We're not going to group all. I hate that is the quickest way to get blocked my thing. Sorry, going on a little rampage. But when people go, if you have an autoimmune disease, you shouldn't get Botox. If you have an autoimmune disease, you shouldn't do that. What? Like, because your autoimmune disease over here causes whatever, I don't know shit about it, so I won't say. Maybe Botox does affect it. If over here I've asked my doctors, is there any science to prove that XYZ affects my specific condition? And they tell me no, then I am listening to them, not you. Yeah. So thank you very much. But anyway, drinking great?
No, thank you.
Is drinking great for anybody, for her, for my dad, for anybody? No, objectively, it's not. But do people do it and live till they're 100 years old? Absolutely. So I don't want to hear it, but also I really don't drink a lot, like at all. And especially this year, I've drank almost none. However, I have specifically asked, I'm very deep. I'm fully done with my loading doses and everything of my medication and my infusions. And I've asked my doctors, is it okay if I have some drinks every once in a while if I drink for a night out? And they have said, without a doubt, yes, that does not interfere with the medication. And there is zero science to prove that it will cause a flare up for you. There's really like no science behind it at all. So all that being said, yes, I'm going to drink tonight. However, I'm not going to go
blacking out like me.
So crazy just because I really haven't drank that much. So I'm just like going to drink, but not to a point of insanity. However, I probably would do that if not because we had such a hot day. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in next week for...
Yeah, bye.
Okay.